Hey guys, welcome back here to another episode of The Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys watching today's video and spending some time with me. And guys, today I'm going to give you some tips and advice on fishing the Megabass Magdraft swim bait. This is probably, without a doubt, the most popular larger size swim bait over the past 5 or 6 years. And we're getting into the season. It's probably about another month or month and a half away. This thing's going to be working real good. So I sort of wanted to give you guys some advice on what to look for, the conditions that it works good in, how to fish it a little bit, and super fun bait to fish. So we're gonna get into that in today's video. Also guys, just a quick reminder, all during the month of January, guys, you've got 25% off my Solar Bat Series, RB2 series sunglasses. If you guys would like to get you a pair, you can get them at 25% off. I'll put the Solar Bat link in the description of the video. And two different styles, guys. Got the RB2s and the new RB3 series, both 25% off. So much appreciated there. Okay, guys, unless you're living under a rock somewhere in the bass fishing world, or if you're just getting started out, like we talk about a lot of people watching the channel here getting started out, this is the Megabass Magdraft swim bait. And out of all the larger swim bait genres, which is this is a 6-inch model here, the Megabass Magdraft has probably had the most success in the tournament situations and overall. This thing is just an incredible fish catching lure, and I sort of want to talk about it a little bit and then tell you a little bit about what you wanted to fish it around. And also guys, I will link this in the description of the video where you can get some through Tackle Warehouse, the Magdraft here, 3 different sizes, but the 6 inches is my favorite, so you can check that out in the description link. Now there's 2 different reasons why this thing works really good. First of all, when you're reeling this thing through the water, the head turns side to side slightly, along with the wagon paddle tail. So it's got a tremendous amount of action. The second thing is the profile of the bait. It looks like a gizzard shad or a larger shad, herring, something like that. And it's like the perfect size. It's big enough to attract big fish, like really big fish, but yet it's small enough where you can catch 1.5 pound, 2 pound fish on it. It appeals to a wide range of fish size. And hooking thing is a little bit unique. There's a magnet in the belly here where the hook lays against it like that. And there's a little channel you can see right there, and you simply put one of the barbs in the channel and it lays real flat. And this is another reason it's like you don't have this big honking hook hanging down below, so it's very natural looking running through the water here. Most of the time I'm fishing it on 15 pound test, Seaguar and Vizex line with that Megabass perfect pitch, 7-foot 2-inch rod. It's sort of a medium heavy. That's my setup for it. Now, let's talk about where you want to fish this, because that's really most of the important thing. There's a lot of situations where this works at, but what I want to try to do is I want to try to give you what I consider the ideal situation for the Magdraft. Now, first of all, let's talk about water visibility. It works in quite a different range of water visibilities because the Magdraft comes in a lot of different colors. It's got, in fact, let me walk over here and I'll show you. This is one of my favorite. This is the gizzard shad, the MB gizzard shad color. But they also have, let me see, I got my Magdrafts right there. They've also got some brighter colors like sort of the albino and the pearls. And if you're in water visibility that is like, say, I don't know, probably 2 to 3.5 foot. 2 foot is about the minimum visibility I like. I'll go with something brighter like the albino or the pearl like this. And as the water gets cleaner, I'll go more to the translucent sides like this Megabass MB gizzard shad. And there's a big color selection. You can check it out in the link as far as when you see the site there. So it works basically anytime the water visibility is over 3 feet. That's the big thing with it. The next thing with it is you got to have sort of the right type of day with it. One of the things that will really help you out on the Magdraft is you need some wind. Now, it's not to say you can't catch them on calm conditions, because I have before, but ideally I like something like probably a 7 to 15 mile an hour wind, something where you have it's not rough out, but it's got a decent chop on the water. That chop is really important as far as to get the fish to commit to a larger bait, because this is a larger bait, and anytime you have wind, it just seems like those fish will get more aggressive on a larger bait. So I like a little bit of wind. 10 miles an hour would be perfect, either out of the south or southwest or west. I've caught them under north winds, but there's something about when you get a north wind or an east wind, those fish don't like really to come up on a bait as much. But if you have a south wind, or a west wind, those fish will come up a long distance. So 10 miles or over 3 foot water clarity, 10 mile an hour wind or so, southwest wind, west wind. The next, guys, is you'll definitely do better on a little bit lower light days. If you've got days that are like 75% cloud cover, it can be partly cloudy, but I like 50 to 75% at the least. Preferably, I like a cloudy day. If you get a day where it's cloudy, water visibility over 3 feet, you got some wind, and you've got water temperatures, which is the last ingredient here. If you got water temperatures over, say, like 53, 54 degrees, that is when this mag draft is perfect. Those are the conditions, they're ideal conditions for it. Now, I've caught them in 75-degree water clarity, and they'll bite it about any time you want to fish it, but those are the premium conditions for it. The next thing is the type of cover that you want to fish. You can literally catch them on anything. Anywhere that you're catching a bass, on a crankbait, a spinnerbait, flipping a jig, whatever, the mag draft will work. One of my favorite ways to fish it is I fish it just like a spinnerbait. I'll say if you're working down a bank that's got some, grass beds or lay down trees or boat docks or something like that, I'll just throw it just like I would a spinnerbait along the edge of those targets. That's my favorite way to fish it, is when you come past the target, like past the pier on a boat dock or past the edge of a stump or something like that. The fish can't get quite a good as look at it. If it's out in open water, like you're fishing out over an open point, a lot of times those fish are a little bit more hesitant on it, but I really like to fish it around some type of target. And it skips really good too. You can skip this thing way up underneath boat docks. It's really cool to skip. It's pretty easy to bait the fish in that matter. Now, if I am fishing more open banks, like points and, just down bluff banks or whatever like that, that is when I really like those low light days. The low light days with the wind, pretty much necessary if you're fishing just out on the open like that. But if you are fishing around targets, they will bite it on a little bit brighter conditions like that. And the retrieve, guys, is I just throw it out there, just make a cast with it and just reel it like with a medium retrieve, and occasionally I'll give it a half turn like that. And you sort of just want to reel it fast enough where you got this tail wagging. If you reel it too fast, it runs off on its side. And if you reel it too slow, the tail's not going to waggle much. So look it in the water and just gauge that speed just to get that tail wagging, and definitely do that half turn like that. That half turn, a lot of times it seems like it generates a strike out of a reaction. You'll be reeling it down like this, and when you half turn it, it speeds up like that for just a second. And that's when I really like to fish it. But anyway, guys, last year was my best year on it. I caught more fish in 2023 on this bait than I had any other year I've been fishing it. And it's going to be a big player for me in the tournaments this year. So anyway, give them a try if you haven't. I'll put the Tackle Warehouse link in the description. You can pick up a lot of different color selections. One that you definitely want to try, guys, is this MB Gizzard Shad. This has been a really good color for me. And also the Nude Trout, or the Nude Rainbow, I think it's called, something like that's really good. But anyway, hope it helps you guys catch a few. We'll talk later.